All right, Football Sunday, Wild Card edition. Sunday games have a lot to live up to. And you know what? There's still very good matchups. All four matchups were good going in. If the games are anywhere near as good as they were yesterday, they have a big Sunday planned. Chargers into Cincinnati, where the weather is, pretty good for the Chargers. Around 38, 40 degrees, a little rain. But that's a lot better than you could have hoped for. Jim Nantz and Phil Simms call the action, and Jim Nantz joins us now from Cincinnati. Jim, welcome. How are you?
Thank you. I'm well. They missed the forecast here. We've heard all of these dire forecasts about 8 inches of snow. It's going to be the Blizzard Bowl, and I got to tell you, not a factor at all. I'm at the stadium, at the jungle right now, and it feels very balmy, actually. It's not even raining, hasn't even started. It's 40 degrees. The Chargers are down on the field right now. The quarterbacks are out there in just shorts throwing the football around. If this was a regular season game, we wouldn't even be talking about the weather today.
Jim, quarterbacks is it today, and one's been there and done it, and one hasn't, and you trust one, at least I do, and don't trust the other. I think Cincinnati might be the best team in the AFC, except for the quarterback position. How about Dalton, and also the pressures on this Cincinnati franchise from the head coach on down? It's been a long time coming for them in the playoffs.
I think there is pressure. This city has such a hunger right now to get a postseason victory. We all know it's been since 1990, and they're constantly reminded about it. Now, on the quarterback thing, this is one of these things that I'm starting to get a little rankled with. Everybody talks about it all the time. It's like we breathe life into these stories as members of the media. Andy Dalton hasn't done it in the postseason before. His numbers, hasn't thrown a touchdown. He's 0-2 in the postseason. Well, let's think about this for a minute. They played 2 playoff games on the road. Were they supposed to win those games?
No.
Were they going down there as the favorite? The first year, he was a rookie quarterback who led his team into the postseason. And, yeah, they lost to Houston both years on the road. I don't know why, but he's one of those guys that once a story gets going, man, it just gets the layering, keeps coming and coming and coming. He's had a really good year. I know last week I was here. He threw 4 interceptions.
I don't trust him. I'm not going by any stories. I'm just going by me. I don't trust him. Yeah. I don't trust him. I don't have a lot of faith in him.
Better year than people.
Well, he's had some great games. I mean, against the Jets, he could have thrown 8 touchdown passes. He called the dogs off, or he could have scored 8 that day. He's got great wide receivers. He can make big plays. He's thrown 33 touchdown passes. I'm not taking any of that away. I just don't. I just think he's prone to the big mistake, and I don't have a lot of confidence in him. Now, you know what? I want to see it. Let's see it. And
he needs to shut people up.
He does.
I do believe he's ready to do that. In fact, when we were at the bubble on Friday for the Bengals practice, a couple of offensive linemen who I've known through the years came over and made a remark in our direction, saying something along the lines of, hey, quit saying so many nice things about Andy Dalton, because he plays a lot better when he's angry and he thinks everybody's against him. So do us a favor, knock him around a little bit. They know what they're saying there is he responds to it. They believe that he will be able to respond in a tough situation. And the more you stack the odds against him and beat him up and say he can't, he's ready to go prove people wrong.
All right. Now, I know Rivers is a confident guy. He's brash. We know he's confident. I would think the Chargers probably feel pretty good about themselves coming into this game.
I can't imagine a better situation to go into as a playoff team right now. First off, things broke their way at the end of the year. We all know these phenomenal odds that they were stacked against. And they're coming on the road. All we've heard all week long is the weather's going to be miserable. And these kids from Southern California, they can't play in that kind of weather. Of course, they know the fact that even if it was what they were forecasting earlier in the week, their last 2 road games have been in colder weather than it was ever going to be today.
No question.
At Kansas City, I was there, and it was like a wind chill of 0, and they won that game.
And played great.
Went to Denver and played on a Thursday night, and again, it was a cold night, colder than it is here today. So all these stories I saw on let's just put some of the cable shows this week about San Diego going into cold weather. It's going to work against them. Hey, do a little research, guys. They won the last 2 games when it was below freezing and colder than it was ever going to be here today.
And it's 40 degrees today. Here's the essence of this game for me. Can San Diego And when they've been at their best this year, they have run the ball well and controlled the game that way. Can they run the ball on the Bengals? Or are the Bengals going to shut down cold? Are they going to stone that San Diego running game? To me, if San Diego's going to win today, the story's going to be after the game that they were able to run the ball against the Bengals.
Well, they didn't run the ball the first time against the Bengals, and here's why. And that was December the 1st, and that's the last time San Diego lost. Lowest output of the season, they put up 10 points and lost at home to Cincinnati 17-10. But in that game, their offensive line was completely patchwork. And if you look at the starting offensive line today, there's only one guy starting today at the same position that he started in the first matchup against Cincinnati. They got Fluker, they got Dunlap, they got guys back that weren't there for that first matchup. And really a big sub-story of why they've been able to win these last 4 games is because of Ryan Matthews. You're right on. The running game has come alive. And Ryan Matthews, who, like we were talking about Andy Dalton, he did much less than Andy Dalton has done in his first 3 years. But Ryan Matthews was always hurt. He was trying to step into the shoes of LaDainian Tomlinson, and people basically said he was a bust. You look at his numbers over the last 4 games, he's had over 103 of them, and the other time he was 99 yards, and they're giving him the ball like 25 carries a game. So I believe that will be a big part of their game plan here today with this offensive line that Cincinnati did not see the first time around.
And I tell you, these two teams, they're good. San Diego's a good team. They could beat anybody in this league. We know that. Either one of these teams is capable of winning this week and winning next week. So these are good teams. There's no question. These are not weak teams. They're good teams.
This thing that people don't realize is San Diego until that's right, they did do that. They won at Kansas City. They won at Denver. They beat Indianapolis. That's the Chargers. You look at Cincinnati, beat New England in a day that was really stormy here. Rain. It may look a little bit like that in the second half here as far as a lot of rain coming down. But Cincinnati beat Indianapolis. And, you're right. They're both accomplished, and I think they both have a chance to not just be a one and done here.